WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Tommy Lopez. Alabama has a new governor, and the former governor is facing not only political fallout from this, but also some criminal penalties tonight. Lieutenant Governor Kay Ellen Ivey was sworn in. This is what it looks like in Montgomery, sworn in as Alabama's 54th governor. This comes after former Governor Robert Bentley announced his resignation. It was early on this evening. This is him at the press conference today. He speaks just after 5 o'clock. He was also booked into the Montgomery County Jail this afternoon. 2 different charges. One is failure to file a campaign report, also converting funds illegally for personal use. This is amidst all these impeachment hearings, and Bentley pleaded guilty to both of those charges.
I have spoken with Lieutenant Governor Ivey, and we have agreed that the people of our state need and deserve a positive and peaceful transition of power. I will be leaving the office today, April the 10th.
Bentley's not going to serve jail time on those charges, but he must pay $2,000 in fines, plus court costs, and reimburse his campaign fund more than $8,000. He also cannot run for public office again. Politics is also taking center stage tonight in Starkville. The people who want to lead the city for the next 4 years, they made their case to voters tonight. The Starkville-Oktibbeha Voter Education Initiative and the Greater Starkville Development Partnership. They're the hosts for the second in a series of candidate forums ahead of the city elections. Tonight, all 3 mayoral candidates answered questions and laid out their plans for the city's future. Economic development and street improvements were all topics.
There's a lot of very important issues that are coming up over the next few years in Starkville. Development, quality of life, various things like that. And so it's going to be great for these residents to be able to interact with the candidates.
The final forum will be on Wednesday the 19th. It's going to feature alderman candidates from wards 5 and 7. New tonight, Columbus police are now looking for a second man in connection with the March shooting inside a Columbus convenience store. Detectives want to question Justin Williams about his role in that March 21st shooting. This was at the OK Foods convenience store on 7th Avenue North. 2 men were shot multiple times in that incident. One person is already facing charges in the case. Police say anyone with information can call them or Crime Stoppers. A grand jury has indicted a man for first-degree murder in Noxubee County. He's facing the charge after he allegedly stabbed and killed a man over a year ago. Investigators believe Johnny Bullet Slaughter got into a fight with Dennis Beach Gavin in November of 2015. The fight allegedly ended with Slaughter stabbing and killing Gavin. Slaughter suffered serious injuries as well, some of which were to his face. The incident happened at the Talk of the Town Club in Macon. There is no date as of now for a trial. There are new developments in a Tupelo shooting case that we've been following. Police arrested 2 men today after a shooting last week at an apartment complex. They said at the time that this was related to the case of 2 young men found dead in a home that same day. That was in a different part of town. 32-year-old Maurice Shannon and 28-year-old James Gardner are under arrest. They're facing charges for shooting into a building. The incident happened Thursday at the Hilldale Apartments on Monument Street. No one was injured in this incident. Police say today that they cannot confirm if this is indeed related to the death of those 2 men that were found dead inside a West Jackson Street house earlier that same morning. To a tense situation that unfolded this afternoon in Tupelo. A man is under arrest tonight after going to a courthouse with a gun. Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson says a local man was upset that a family member was taken out of school to go to youth court. They say he first went to the school with a gun. Then he came here to the courthouse. Members of law enforcement did arrest him there. They swarmed his car outside the Lee County Justice Center. This was just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. Johnson says the suspect went to Shannon High School and allegedly showed the gun to the school's principal.
Well, you know, you don't go on school property with a weapon and try to handle a situation. There's protocols that you go through, and if there's a problem, you know, there's a proper way to handle it, and this certainly is not any way to do it.
Johnson says they're going to charge the suspect with having a gun on school property. He could also face aggravated assault charges. They're going to release his name after charges are filed. To our weather tonight, Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson is in with us. Keith, it was warm today.
Very warm today. We will stay warm for the rest of the week, and right now we actually do have a bright 100% full moon shining overhead. Some high overcast out there. We remain dry. There are some showers and storms not too far away. Now this activity, check this out with Futurecast. You can see how it's going to fall apart as we go through the night. Maybe a shower across our western counties, but not too much moisture tonight. We will have some additional rain chances tomorrow. We start out in the 60s, back into the 70s during the course of the afternoon. Warmer later this week, though. More in just a few minutes.
Keith, thank you. If there was ever a time when anyone in Louisville needed their shoes repaired, chances are they took them to Fraser's Shoe Store and Repair Shop. The store has been a pillar in the Louisville community for 70 years, 70. Our Quentin Smith spoke with the owner of the store, and he joins us live in the studio with more.
Tommy, Fraser's Shoe Store and Repair Shop is a third-generation business. It was back in 1947 when the store first opened, and now they stand as one of the oldest businesses in Winston County. The city of Louisville has seen a lot of businesses come and go over the past 70 years, but one business that has always remained is Fraser's Shoe Store and Repair Shop.
It's a blessing to see it carry on. We repair shoes, boots, belts, coats, purses, saddles, bridles, harness. We make dog collars, we make knife sheaths, gun holsters. I mean, literally, we're even making custom-made purses now. So it's very little that we don't do.
The third-generation business first came about in the spring of 1947. After spending several years of sharecropping, Fred Fraser Sr. learned the art of shoe repair and decided to open his own business.
No education much he had, so that's exactly what he did. He picked up what he thought he could do, and he started in a shop at Philadelphia, working down there, and trained to repair shoes.
Fraser Sr. worked in the store for several years until he got sick. Then he passed the business down to his son, Fred Jr., who also worked at the store for several years before passing the business down to his son and the current owner, Danny Fraser.
I grew up watching my granddad working here, and then my dad, and I actually had done other things and was doing construction before I came back in here, and I realized I didn't want it to go away. I wanted this to be a shoe store that we continue on in our family.
Fraser says shoe repair stores were once pretty common. Now, this store stands as one of a dwindling number in North Mississippi. And when asked how the store has managed to stay around for so many years, Fraser's answer was simple.
Just work, treat people right. I treat everybody come through that door was a customer. It didn't make any difference who they were. And we treated them right. And we're reaping the benefits of that now. People know that I done them right. And he's doing them right. My daddy done them right.
And the store will be celebrating 70 years of business this entire week.
Weather-wise, this evening, some high clouds. Look at this great sunset from Sulligent, Alabama. Rain chances tomorrow and then warmer later this week. More after the break.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
All right, this is our live Doppler radar here in eastern Arkansas. You can see some showers so close to our area on this Monday evening. A big batch of rain here in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. And there actually have been numerous reports of large hail and some damaging wind out here, but a lot of hail reports today with those storms. Now, they're going to weaken as we go throughout the overnight hours here. Here's our planner in Tupelo tomorrow. Clouds will tend to be a little bit more prevalent. We'll have a chance for a shower or storm still back in the mid to upper 70s here as we go throughout the course of our day tomorrow. But overall, our rain chances tomorrow not too terribly high, about 40%. 64 degrees in Tupelo right now. The wind has now subsided. We certainly like to see that. And as we check things out with our Graphic computer here. Work with me, please. Work with me, computer. There we go. Well, you know what? Let's just go to our time lapse here, our Alpha Insurance time lapse from Columbus. You can see that bright full moon rising here on the eastern horizon this evening, mixed in with some cloud cover. So a pretty neat view with our time lapse camera here in downtown Columbus. We are mild, temperatures in the 60s across the board here as we close out our Monday. And we're going to stay on the mild side of the equation here all week long, as a matter of fact, well above the average. So that's where we are right now temperature-wise. The moisture in the atmosphere has been increasing over the last 24 hours, and that has allowed those showers and storms to get going back to the west. And you can see with Futurecast, a lot of that's going to break down tonight, but we'll have an opportunity for some additional development during the day of our Tuesday. That system goes away on Wednesday, but there still could be a lingering shower here on Wednesday, and then high pressure winds out. It looks like as we close out this week, southerly flow, high pressure, warm stuff here as we approach Easter weekend. So here's our city by city forecast for tomorrow. Mid to upper 70s, a shot at some low 80s, and a 40% chance for a little bit of rain here as we close out our Tuesday. All right, here's our 7-day forecast. You can see that we are looking at some warmer temperatures. By Thursday, Friday, Saturday, mid-80s may be the norm around here. Keep in mind we should be in the 70s. Don't cancel your egg hunts just yet, but there could be a few showers Sunday into your Monday. So overall, a pretty warm 7-day stretch here. There's your forecast. More of WCBI News at 10 after the break.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Tommy Lopez.
To our Health Talk with Baptist segment. Tonight, Baptist is talking about end-of-life health care plans.
Hi, I'm Deborah Ronwalt, the Palliative Care Clinical Coordinator at Baptist Memorial Golden Triangle. Tonight, I would like to introduce you to the Conversation Project. It began in 2010 when journalist and 1980 Pulitzer Prize winner Ellen Goodman met with a group of concerned colleagues. This included clergy and medical professionals. They shared their personal stories of good deaths and bad deaths. The goal of the Conversation Project is to make it easier to initiate conversations about dying and to encourage us to talk now so our wishes are known when the time comes. Why talking matters. 90% of people say that talking with their loved ones about end of life is important, but only 27% have done so. 60% of people say that making sure their family is not burdened by tough decisions is extremely important, but 56% have not communicated their end-of-life wishes. 80% of people say that if seriously ill, they would want to talk to their doctor about wishes for medical treatment toward the end of life, but only 7% have had this conversation with their doctor. 82% of people say it's important to put their wishes in writing, but only 23% have done so. Don't wait until you or a loved one is in the intensive care unit where decisions are easily guided by emotions. One conversation can make all the difference in the world to the people you love. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist when we will discuss how to start the conversation.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
If you need help getting the conversation started, Baptist Golden Triangle is recognizing National Healthcare Decision Day on April 18th. You'll be able to get information on options and talk to professionals. It's in the lobby of the Patient Tower from 10 a.m. until noon. Dan Mullen and some of his former players are golfing today for a very good cause. We have more from Old Waverly next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Emmel.
With spring football being a thing of the past, Mississippi State head coach Dan Mullen was able to enjoy something much bigger than what goes on in between the lines. Former Bulldog athletes and celebrities teed off at Old Waverly today as part of the Mullen Family 36 Foundation Golf Classic. Former players like Dak Prescott, Fletcher Cox, and Chris Jones joined big names from every sport in Mississippi State athletics, also a lot of celebrities outside of Mississippi State athletics, to help raise money for the Mullen Family Charity. Some of those former players say they're glad to be able to give back to their coach and community.
I feel old, I feel old. I'm coming back for Coach Mullen charity event and all, but it's great, we get to catch up, and I can see guys that I played with, guys that are legends in the program, so it's great.
Coach Mullen was more than a coach to me, still is. He's more like a father figure, a friend, me and him still talk all the time. It's great just coming back out here, giving back to a good cause, and showing kids these days it's not all about playing football and getting money, just giving back, giving time, and just whatever you can to make a difference.
His biggest thing is, support the ones that support you. He support us, so, we have to return the favor and support him. And I think that's what's really important about, being here today. And I know it means a lot to him and Megan.
That's obviously important. Coach Mullen, with his foundation, him and Miss Mullen, everything that their foundation means, just to support it and come back to such a great golf course, one of the best in the Southeast. It's just fun. Been here for a couple of days and excited just to be here. And then getting to see all the maroon around today.
Just to get back around those guys and just the memories and what they've been able to do. And you know what, I'm just thankful that they support us and come back and are willing to come help us out with this event.
The Mullen Family 36 Foundation website says it has raised more than $500,000 for children's charities around the Magnolia State. Switch gears to baseball. Take a look at the SEC West standings to this point. Big weekend for Mississippi State and Ole Miss. The Bulldogs jump into a three-way tie for first place with Arkansas and Auburn after its series win against Kentucky. And Ole Miss right back in the thick of things after it brought out the brooms against Alabama. The polls you see, those are based on D1 baseball, and Mississippi State jumping up the rankings. They're 21st this week in D1. For Ole Miss, a grueling week up ahead. They take on number 16 Southern Miss in Hattiesburg tomorrow. Then they travel to Baton Rouge to take on number 9 LSU. We'll switch gears to Mississippi State. It's been a bit of a secret to the recent success for the Bulldogs after Mississippi State was swept by Arkansas in the first SEC series of the season. Head coach Andy Cannizaro brought out a pair of boxing gloves to light a fire in his guys. Ever since those gloves have been a part of the team, the Bulldogs are 10-2.
No matter how few pitchers we have, no matter who's hurt as a position player group, we want to get in the middle of the ring and fight. It doesn't matter who we have. We're going to go out there. We're going to play with a lot of confidence. We're going to play really hard, and we've been doing that, and I can't even begin to tell you guys how proud I am of our team right now.
We're just going to throw punches. It's what we do. We're going to get in the ring, and we're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're not going to give up on people. So, I mean, we play for each other.
I thought it was pretty neat. He told us about getting in the ring, just throwing some punches, landing some. You might get hit, might get knocked down, might lose one, just bounce back. So, I thought it was a nice thing to get our team really going, so I liked it.
The Bulldogs take on Mississippi Valley State tomorrow before heading to South Carolina for a weekend series against the Gamecocks. We'll have a last look at your forecast coming up after the break.
All right, here's our 7-day forecast. A chance for some showers and thunder showers around the area tomorrow. Nothing strong, but we could see a little bit of rain. Warm weather for the rest of the week as we approach Easter weekend here. So we had our little pre-Easter cold snap this past Saturday morning. We got down to about 35 degrees. Now we're home free, I think, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and getting hotter. Going to stay
hotter
80s.
and hotter. And once you turn the AC on, you're committed.
Yeah, got to. I've committed.
Okay, I am holding out.
Keith, thank you. Thanks for joining us, Stephen Colbert.